As much as I love convoluted ass anime where the fucking main character and villain are grappling with the greatest moral question ever, or an anime where the narrative is just mind-bendingly insane, I also love a wholesome and simple, calm anime every once in a while. Usagi Drop is just about the pinnacle of that genre, and while I love the anime so very deeply, the manga is evil. At a certain point, it became less of a shadow of its former self and more of the deepest, darkest pit of fucking hell. If you don't know why I feel this way, I'm going to talk about it later, but I strongly suggest you click off when it gets to that point, because it's that fucking terrible. For you guys that already know what I'm talking about, first off, my condolences, truly. And secondly, maybe you can come along for a trip down memory lane as you explore what made us fall in love with the series, while hopefully ignoring the stinking mess behind it. Usagi Drop is a very simple story. Rin, this adorable 6-year-old girl, gets taken in by a family relative, Daikichi, and the anime spends its runtime exploring this parent-child relationship. That is it, and it executes on this plain concept through sheer fucking wholesomeness. This anime may be one of the best viewing experiences I've ever had to watch an anime before. I've never felt this warm and this fuzzy watching something, but goddamn, seeing these two bond, seeing the way these individuals grow closer together, grow alongside each other, is nothing short of heart-melting. Daikichi isn't a particularly standout man. He's just a middle-aged dude working in sales, just enjoying his own life on his own time, until he meets Rin at the funeral of his granddad and her father. Technically speaking, she is his aunt. However, motherfuckers in the family don't treat her as such. No one wants to step up to the task, but when someone speaks of sending her to an orphanage, Daikichi does exactly that, steps the fuck up. And it ain't easy. Usagi Drop does an absolutely impeccable job of writing things organically. The topic the series tackles, the themes that sit close to our hearts, the characters that embody those messages, it's all so realistic and down to earth. Daikichi struggles with a single parent lifestyle, with having to slave away at work and come home and raise a kid by himself. It just ain't easy. There's a lot of real struggle in this, and yet everything seems to whisk away as he sees Rin smile. It's fucking touching, man. It is so heartwarming. Rin is just flat out adorable. She's just a ray of fucking sunshine that never fades. Every time she makes any semblance of a happier expression, I start instinctively smiling. She's so fucking sweet. There are countless moments, even tiny scenes, that capture such a bright sense of vanilla-ness, for lack of a better term. It's just a dude and a little girl learning how to be family right alongside each other, and it is beautiful. And then you finish the last episode and you think, I want some more. So you read the manga and want to claw your fucking eyes out. This is the point in the anime where I divulge my feelings on a generational fall from grace that is this manga. So beware, seriously, beware. Generally, if you don't know, save yourself. Watch the anime, smell all the cute, touching, wholesome moments, find your solace in the light in it, and be done with the series. Whatever you do not read the manga. If the anime restored your faith in humanity, the manga will rip it away from your very hands and gobble it up until there's nothing left. Okay, all those warnings, and you're still here, well, suit yourself. Chapter 26 opens with a 10-year time skip. Rin is now a high schooler, and the tone immediately switches alongside it. Now, the story is done with the vanilla sweet talk, and is centered around teenage things like romance, and fucking romance. Koki, one of Rin's best friend and an equally adorable kid, is now turned into a boring shell of his former self. All that rambunctious and honestly idiot charm that I related to is replaced with this bland, playboy, suave personality, which I hate. I get it, people grow up, motherfuckers gonna change a little, the content of the story is gonna be different, but I have a few major problems with this. One, why? Why did we need a time skip? Why couldn't we just follow Rin and Daikichi and Koki and his mom Yukari in a slower chronological order like we were doing before? It was working perfectly before. I feel like there's zero purpose in this time skip. It completely shifts the focus of the series and diverts from an original charismatic ass charm. Two, the character arcs. I'll build on this more later on, but when you skip such a large sum of time, it makes big character moments seem super far-fetched. And three, if we're gonna do this whole debacle and fucking explore teenage life, at least do it fucking well. Usagi Drop handles this terribly. It is so melodramatic and boring. It tries to handle serious topics like abuse and toxic relationship, but does it in the most underdeveloped, shallow ways possible. I would never thought I would use such words to describe this of all series, but it's fucking terrible. All that realistic, organic, rich character writing is thrown out the window. Koki makes terrible, inconceivable decisions that don't fit in the space of his writing, nor under the justification of a mistake. It's just plain, stupid, bad writing, and the whole arc of his toxic girlfriend was forced and shoehorned and terribly underdeveloped. It was such a slog to read through and felt meaningless. If you really want to shy away from simple yet extremely touching character moments and focus on more serious issues, fuck it, man, I guess, but do it fucking good, or at least do it in a way that shows at least a little bit of care, because this shit is fucking horrendous and I hate it. Also, the problem with a 10-year time skip is you skip out on so much development, and when you come across a character that is largely the same as they were a fucking decade ago, it feels kinda shit. Take Green's biological mother, for example. The struggles between creativity, passion, and parenthood and responsibility is a genuine struggle that I can empathize with. And the anime in first part did an immaculate job at setting up a potential character arc, one that resolves in the manga, but again, skipping all the actual build-up. She apologized for abandoning Rin, and it should be a touching moment, but this bum-ass 10-year gap between just makes this part so unsatisfying. We don't get to see this redemption actually get developed, just the way it finishes. Okay, with all that talk about the shittiness of time skip and how it ruins all the characters out the way, let's really get into the meat on the bone. Let's get into the utter desecration, the filthifying. I don't think that's the word, but the filthifying of the most integral part of this fucking story. The wholesome father-daughter relationship that, for some inconceivable reason, utterly disgusting reason, turns into a romance. The first 18 chapters of the second part is atrocious, right? It's terrible, and I hate it. When I tell you, everything from 43 onward, I wouldn't touch with a 10-mile pole. Okay, basically, Rin comes to realize that she has developed feelings for Daikiji, and the story really tries its best to justify that. It tries to be complex and develop a moral dilemma, but it just sounds baseless, edgy. It just sounds like nonsense, like some perverted incel rambling on and on to justify incest by saying, oh, but they're not blood related. And I just hate how all the characters go along with it. Not just Daikiji, who literally says, fuck it, let me just pursue a relationship with my high school daughter, who I've raised for fucking years, but his parents, seemingly his work friends, I don't get it. And the worst part is Yukari, this baddie who's also a single mom, is right fucking there. She's a fucking perfect love interest for Daikichi. She literally feels written to be a foil for him, a perfectly motherly figure for Rin. The romantic chemistry is so clearly and obviously defined and laid out between the two adults. But 10 fucking years pass, and you're telling me these two, who are obviously mad and head over heels for each other, don't get together, but the fucking dad and his goddamn daughter does. Are you fucking serious? This shit's so stupid. Look, if Usagi Drop was a shitty story, this twist wouldn't have hurt so fucking bad, but it's precisely because it was so peak that it pains me so much. This is the definition of betrayal. I let my guard down, I fell in love with the series, everything was so heartwarming and perfect, the characters were so fucking good, and then seemingly a snap of the author's fingers, a dagger came in my chest and out the other side. I don't think I've ever been more frustrated with a series than this one, because oh my god, why did this turn into some degenerate shit? It was never supposed to be like that. Out of every fucking story that you can make degenerate, why did it have to be probably the most wholesome one I've ever seen in my life? For all y'all that sat through the end, thank y'all, and for y'all that didn't, read the manga and know about this beforehand, sorry, but you should have fucking left. And yeah, thank y'all for watching. See you tomorrow, and peace.